You must be wondering what is Reliance trying to do in this whole presentation in an auto world. Uh, I think the future as you go forward is not about just selling a vehicle. It's moving to a solution business. And what Reliance is trying to do in a new energy business is to provide, let me say, ecosystem play. How this phase of this whole thing will change as you go forward. I know a lot of dealerships will get into all kind of negativism. Is dealership going to survive? What is customer going to do transaction on the vehicle or not going to do transaction? I think today we'll cover up some of the things, what is the mobility solution is moving towards. I think if you see this particular slide, what is very clearly evident that we are in 23. It is moving to data economy and connected ecosystem. We are already at that stage as you go forward. Now the next level by 2045, it will become augmented humanity. So already we have already crossed the path and come to 23, where ecosystem and data economy is the way forward. Already we are there, and you would have seen in the field, it's already working, maybe in a mature market very well, but in India, you can't go away from this. It's going to come there very shortly. What is getting transformed in the world? I know that a lot of people are reading about chat GPT, all the stuff. This is how economy is getting changed. Internet, cloud computing, everything is coming. Now, some of the people say it may not happen in India. I don't think we can stop this journey anymore. This will affect our auto industry in some form or the other in a big way. The dealership model, the manufacturing model, the customer connectivity, the customer behavior, customers' expectations will change as you go forward. So what is the focus area? I think this is a very important slide. Today, auto OEMs are today. Tomorrow, I will call the OEMs to be tech companies. Is no longer going to be called automobile manufacturer. It will become a tech company game forward. There is a reason why it will become tech company, because instead of provider of vehicles, the OEMs have to become provider of solutions. Customers will move towards saying, I want to buy a solution, not a vehicle. Therefore, the OEM's role, instead of just being an OEM making a vehicle and selling to the dealer, is going to be moved to a solution provider for the customer point of view. I think this was got debated since morning. Is petrol, diesel? I don't think they will leave the scenario, but there will be a distribution between multiple type of fuels and multiple technologies. Core competency. What is the core competency for the companies will become? Instead of designing vehicles, they'll get into designing various softwares and solutions. Customers, because customer will move towards tech, the solutions will come in the front. A lot of people ask, what is Tesla all about? Tesla is not about a seat or a car or a door. It's about a solution which that company gives on a software it provides on the vehicle. Easier said than done. Not many people can do it, what he has done. So clearly, by already people have started to see an example of people are moving there. Sales and marketing, I know there was a talk going around. Is that question is solution selling instead of selling a vehicle. People will start looking at selling solutions. And revenue, today I think it's 100% sales. I am expecting at 50% vehicle sales and 50% will be solutions. The game is changing towards vehicle selling to a solution selling and this particular revenue stream. So if companies are not strong in those areas, you have a serious problem on the last line. Companies have to change their orientation. We all know about case model, connected plus shared, connected plus electric, and connected plus all. Clearly, it's the game which is moving in that direction. There was a time just pure connected vehicle was the game, to moving to connected plus shared, where freight aggregations will happen, demand versus supply matching, freight sharing. Then you get into shared plus electric. Some of the OEMs will start giving solutions with electric. And then as you go forward about autonomous, there are autonomous pods going to be there in the world. And obviously, there is a solution how it moves. So I think the mobility game is moving towards this direction. Now, the last column may not be available in India as we speak, but at least we are now between 2 and 3. We are moving in this direction. Just pure connectivity of a vehicle is not the solution. Moving in that direction. So what will happen now? Connected ADAS, sustainable EMAS. Now, some of these words you are very familiar with. ADAS, sustainable and EMAS. EMAS is the way forward. You have seen the ways tenders are being given for EMAS, mobility as a service, is going to start coming. There's no longer people are buying vehicles, they're buying a solution. Therefore, they're looking forward to EMAS as a solution. And fuel may change, CNG, LNG, S2 and biofuel. I think our government has been speaking about it. This journey is going to continue and continue very fast. What is today's India? Idea plus innovation plus investment. This is how India is investing going forward. What does Reliance trying to do? Now you must be thinking again, what is Reliance? Reliance trying to build an ecosystem, not as an auto OEM, but as an ecosystem which can help on this journey. Ecosystem about hydrogen, ecosystem about battery, about solar. That is what we are trying to do. Therefore, green, hydrogen, blue and grey. Now there are multiple terminologies being used, green, grey. This grey is already being produced in the country. Green, you are aware, government has announced investment on green, and then obviously blue. Reliance will invest into this particular thing going forward. A lot of public statements have been made. Similarly, is hydrogen as a fuel. If hydrogen is the fuel, people may use fuel cell. People may use, we develop an H2ICE technology. I think you would have heard yesterday PM flagging off one of the vehicles made by Reliance with a partnership. Can we get a cost-effective hydrogen technology? Start the vehicles now, maybe 2 years down the line, commercialization will happen. Actually, if you see, I have seen this vehicle, since we have developed these vehicles, water actually drips at your tailpipe. It's so pure. There's no emission, water comes at the tailpipe. Can that technology be brought in the country going forward is what we are trying to attempt into the Indian ecosystem. What I will do just now, this is one video which we shot. We made 24 vehicles on hydrogen, multiple technologies. Please have the video. We should be proud about Indian engineers trying to do this. There is a volume. There's no volume. Can you stop it and just stop it and then bring it back?
We are reimagining our entire energy platform. We target to become net carbon zero by the year 2035.
The green energy journey is truly underway. We are reimagining our entire energy platform by integrating solar, hydrogen, and battery ecosystems. It's now time to kickstart the hydrogen revolution. We are creating India's first integrated end-to-end hydrogen ecosystem. The journey will start with green hydrogen production in our state-of-the-art plants. The hydrogen will then be stored and distributed through our extensive hydrogen retail network. As the first step in this remarkable journey, Reliance is proud to introduce the world's first Made in India hydrogen internal combustion engine technology for heavy-duty trucks. A unique and affordable solution for India. These vehicles are being developed with world-class technology partnerships. Powered by this hydrogen technology, we are set to redefine the future of green mobility. Reliance will induct these vehicles into its fleet in line with the net carbon zero vision for 2035. With this, Reliance is leading the transformation towards a greener future for all of us.
So I think one thing, if you go to Europe and US, people have developed hydrogen trucks based on fuel cells. This is a very cost effective, maybe 1/5 or 1/10, 1/7 price of a fuel cell. India needs that kind of a solution for hydrogen economy, not a costly solution. I'm not saying that the technology is wrong. It is not effective from an Indian ownership cost, from a driver's or a transporter point of view. So this technology, if we are able to validate over the next 18 months and bring it to the market, will actually change the way it works. Because diesel, just to tell you, it is 3 times more efficient than hydrogen is 3 times more efficient than a diesel vehicle. 3 times more efficient. If you can attack this technology and bring the price of the hydrogen down and dispense it, actually it can replace diesel vehicles going forward. Mobility as a service, as you are aware, is changing. People are giving tenders. You are aware of the first column, gross contracts, which are being released by the state transports towards service. Second is subscription model. Third, a service model. And the fourth, battery as a service. Coming back to the first point, it may be not be wise just to say, I will do transaction with a customer. Customers will like to have solutions rather than just say, here is the vehicle for 5 lakh rupees. Please give me the vehicle, I will do on my own. He might say, give me any of the 4 options as you go forward. Now, it requires a lot of investment, because you have to hold the inventory in your books. But there are many companies which will come into this picture, very digitally connected. The customer will start owning the asset for a period of 2 years, 3 years, including tomorrow they may be saying, I want with the fuel. That means, give me a truck as a service inclusive of the fuel cost. Then he will say, I'll pay you monthly installment. So this is coming. Please, you cannot stop this. Question is, the big companies will enter this picture, will offer these services. I think this slide has been discussed. What is the likely chance of EV penetration in the country? Multiple reports will give you multiple answer to say, somebody will say 20%, 30%. But the fact is that journey cannot be stopped. Penetration will happen as the ecosystems gets built up. Penetration will be faster. If the batteries are made local or cells are made local, which Reliance will do, then penetration of the EV business will become faster. Importing a cell from an outside country, paying duties and taxes may not make it very effective today. But 3 years down the line, when the local cells are available, this penetration will actually jumpstart very fast. A lot of people getting confused cell to pack. Cells are not made in India, therefore the batteries are costly. Tomorrow, if cells are made in India, which government has given a PLI scheme, then it will start becoming a very, very localized, cost-effective solution, and the penetration and the adoption of EV will become very fast. Battery as a service, not many people understand. They think that it's not going to happen in the country. I think if you have standardized batteries, which is likely the case, then people may just say, I want battery as a service. I'll buy a 2-wheeler or a 3-wheeler or a 4-wheeler without the battery, and I will take battery on a subscription model. This will come globally. It is quite popular. Look at some of the countries, and some of the Indian players have started to look into this battery as a service. Whether it is Bounce or it is Sun Mobility, maybe they have not been able to get a scale, therefore they are not being very, very profitable. But this journey has started. As bigger players enter with a standardized battery, which government also is enforcing standardization of battery going forward, this will become a very, very cost-effective solution from an Indian customer point of view. Another thing which mobility is, future mobility was the topic given to me besides hydrogen. We are investing into a company rather than investing in a metro, which is very costly and time consuming. We are building a solution in Reliance with a US company which is acquired by us. Can we give 2-seater and 4-seater pods, which is like a taxi for you, autonomous, running on very thin pillar, like what you see a pillar just now, a very thin pillar. This can run, pods can come to your doorstep, you can get onto the pod, and then like an app. Very futuristic, but we are attempting in the year 25, 26, can we build a demo at a particular scale in some part of the world. It will be 1/10 of the cost of a metro. If we can do this, it will take off a lot of cars off the road, because actually pod can come to you, you can get onto the pod, get onto the pod. It is like a 2-seater and a 4-seater car, but autonomous. Just a small video. The pod is on the main line. If somebody calls a pod, it goes into a loop line, and the lines are very thin. We are working on this particular project for last 2 years. Hopefully in the next 2 years, we should be able to build a demonstration. So the last 2 slides, what are the challenges? Obviously, no technology, what we're discussing, has challenges not built into it. First challenge, as you say in hydrogen, how do you get technology up? Similarly, pressure. You know, hydrogen cannot be stored in a metal tank. It has to store in a carbon fiber tank because it is a very high pressure. Carbon fiber tanks are not available in the country. Reliance is going to invest into technology for bringing carbon fiber tanks into India. And then how do you transport hydrogen? Not easy to transport unless you have a lot of good quality tanks and pressurized tank to transport. So there's a big issue. We have to address that. Similarly on battery, how do you make batteries in India? We have to first make cells in India. And then obviously you have to look at standardizing form factor. We have today multiple import batteries and all incidents you see of vehicles catching fire. That is not a solution. You have to design battery with Indian condition in mind in a particular form factor, and that will become stable. Technology is the first factor. Second is cost. If you go to Europe and ask anybody what is the cost of hydrogen, he will say you 1,000 rupees per kg. If I have to make this technology very effective, if it is 3 times the cost of efficiency of a diesel, that means at 300 rupees a kg hydrogen, actually it is same as diesel. How do you bring a cost of a hydrogen down to 300 rupees a kg? Similarly on battery, 70% is cells. If you don't make cells in India, battery prices will not come down. Logically, last year battery prices should have come down. Actually, it went up. So when Reliance comes with the cells in the country in 2024, hopefully battery prices will start falling. Cell cost today is $200. You have to be effective. You have to get cell to $100. That is the target we need to work on. Ecosystem. A lot of people complain about pumps, charging stations. Ecosystem has to come in place. It's not the responsibility only of Reliance. I'm sure government is going to work. Big corporates have to enter to create this ecosystem for adoption. And government obviously has to be supportive, which I think it is. I see PLI schemes on cell. There's a green hydrogen policy. You would have seen the documents up in the public. Government has budgeted 35,000 crore for green hydrogen in this current budget. So there is a lot of support from the government on new energy. And the last slide, what does we need to do? I think first is we have all as private people to invest into zero carbon. Therefore, private companies have to invest in creating zero carbon technologies. Reimagine customer centricity. I keep coming back. Customer is already demanding, will become more demanding as you go forward. We cannot impose the current way of working into the customer going forward. You have seen this in the phone telecom industry. You will see multiple times on e-commerce. You will see the same thing in auto industry. It's a matter of time. Start thinking customer 5 years from now, what will he demand from you? Invent and disrupt the model. Unless the companies stand up and reimagine what they're doing today, some of these companies will have serious trouble going forward, whether it's a supplier or as a company or a dealer, because customer will have to be saying, I will decide what I need to buy. Same thing you would have seen today in a taxi aggregators. The many people who have flopped because they don't treat customer properly. Customer has the ability to change. Remodel all your operations and personalize customer experience. If customers, we always say customer is a king. It is true. Customer is very educated now. He reads a lot. His access to smartphone has given him a lot of insight is what is happening outside India. He will start demanding, and the companies which change their way of working will actually survive. Balanced company. You have seen this in telecom industry. There were 14 players. They're now left with 2 players. You have seen in airline. There are so many airline companies left to only. I call it as rule of 3. If top 3 player will be 90% market share balance, all players will be 10. The top 3 will dictate the way the customer is being treated the way. So clearly what is coming down in EV business, in hydrogen business, big players with the customer centricity will survive. The balance will not make enough money to survive, and therefore there may be a consolidation. New energy for us, for Reliance, is to provide this ecosystem to the Indian consumer and the Indian auto OEMs so that they can take care of the customer and obviously a greener planet. Thank you very much. I'm exactly on time.
We'll just. Okay, the gentleman is asking any questions from your end. He's okay to take it. One question, quickly. The lucky one.
One or maybe two, three. Okay, I'm fine. Yeah.
Sir, we are running short on time. Sir, मेरे उसमें से कट जाएगा time. Right, Mike, please, quickly to the gentleman. Sir, do introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Vijay Raj from Mareli.
Sir, it's working. Hello, hello.
I just wanted to know more about the Faraday, sodium batteries.
Yeah, sodium battery, what you heard is currently the density of sodium batteries are, cells you are actually are very low. So sodium will first come in, let's say, telecom and stationary usage. We are also working on increasing the density of sodium because sodium, you are aware, is much cheaper than lithium, but it is not good enough for auto application today. But who knows, 3 years down the line, sodium density becomes better. It might be a cheaper solution for automobile, but I will say as we speak today, it is good for telecom and stationary for solar, but not for auto. Reliance is invested in that company, you're aware. UK company we are buying. We are going to manufacture sodium cells, but for stationary applications to start with.